Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome back to another Pokemon Unite video featuring Gardevoir here. Sadly enough, in the jungle this game. I wanted to show this game off just because I wanted to sit down and we actually have a nice little conversation about how to play Gardevoir at the Master Rank. Now, sadly enough, we got stuck in the jungle because I guess Greninja, Froakie, what have you, he wanted to go top lane, so he decided to go top. So that puts me in the jungle, which is not a bad... Why you gotta do this, phone? Why you gotta do this? Which is not a bad thing, but at the same time, it's not super good. Now, don't get me wrong, she can do jungle just fine. Sure, you can argue she can do jungle, she's not very good at it, whatever. She clears fine. The issue is her laning presence. The laning presence with Gardevoir coming out of the jungle, you're generally level 5, right? When you finish your first clear. But you don't hit 6. You cannot hit 6 before bees spawn. So once you rotate for your bees, you're generally speaking, you're pretty squished, right? You don't bring anything to the table besides confusion and auto attacks. So it's really, really hard for you to sit here and go jungle Gardevoir. Now once you hit 6, now it's all over. It's a new game. You can duel almost anybody, almost. But at the same time, you're still super squishy. You don't have very much mobility, but that's fine because you're a mage. Now, I'm clearing these jungles here from the backside. Keep that in mind. Always from the backside, that way you can't take any damage. Sometimes you may get hit by a Luluco that was Hydro Pump, you know, here and there. But as long as you pay attention, you don't take any damage from the jungle camps. And this is with any ranged Pokemon. Poor Sylveon. Now, I do make a couple mistakes in this game, I'm not gonna lie. Like this right here, I probably shouldn't have lost, I don't think. But somehow, this man out DPS's me, and I leveled up to 8. He still kills me. Not certain how. But then I realized he leveled up, he got his little heal off and everything, and I missed that ability. Me missing Future Sight cost me that fight there, you know, but it's okay. Because we play Gardevoir here, we play late game, we play to carry. Just like how I play Gengar. Our early game isn't the greatest, but as soon as we get to that late game, before Zapdos spawns, before that area, we're dominating. Gardevoir is no different. But she has a different mindset. So when you're playing Gardevoir and you get behind, right? What happens is you're playing behind. You don't hit your power spikes. You don't get them when you need them. So your goal is to sit here and farm. Be a little bit selfish. Now I say that because I come from League of Legends. I've come from Dota, you know, what have you. Where farm is everything, right? Getting ahead in lane is everything. I look at it here in the same aspect. If I'm so close to being level 9, for example, I want to get that experience. I'm going to try to soak up as much EXP as I can before these Dreadnought fights. I'm going to have to soak up as much experience as I can during these Dreadnought fights. I saw what my team was doing. I saw we haven't started it yet, so I'm free to get over there and try to get as much farm as I can. I see Ivysaur starting on Dino. I'm on level 9. Or level 10. So we end up taking this Dino here. We get our Unite move. Guess what? Victory is ours now, right? Essentially. This Dreadnought fight is ours. Unless I mess up or get clipped off or get killed off here, we got this fight, and we have the whole advantage here. The way you got to play this is patiently and aim for your Moonblasts and go ahead and line up Future Sights. I don't even have to pop my Unite move here, just because we already had Dreadnought. But why not? I'm not one of those players who play Gardevoir and they look for that 5v5 Unite move. No. If you have it and you can burn it and get a couple kills for your squad and take a capture point, do it. What's stopping you? Like even right here. What's stopping us? Nothing. Sadly enough, the Icicle Crash came down. I forgot about it, to be fair. But Sylveon was able to pick it up. We had a 4-piece there, but it's okay. She gets out. I don't know what Snorlax was doing in that situation. I didn't really pay any mind to him. I was focused on Sylveon and myself. But it's okay. We got the kills. We moved on. We got the bees. The goal and the Dreadnought. How? We all played as a team. We didn't play that 1v5 hero. And be like, wow, team, you bad, you know, help me, blah, blah, blah. No. You play Gardevoir, just like every other Pokemon, guys. Every other Pokemon, you play as a team. That's it. She is a hyper carry, regardless of how you look at it. Regardless if you get behind, you need to be a little bit selfish. Try to get 10 before Zapdos spawns. And once that happens, you can go ahead and reign dominance, because that's literally what you're going to do as long as you play, and I don't want to say perfect because everyone makes mistakes, but play to the best of your abilities. And don't get discouraged when you get killed or what have you. You're playing Gardevoir. You need a team to back you up. Doesn't matter how good that team is. If they're behind you or in front of you taking damage, you're good. That's it. And thankfully that Snorlax right there gave me Buddy Barrier. Absolutely incredible. And you pick up what? Oh, everybody there? So now my HP is a little bit low. But look, Unite move's ready to go again. You see what I'm saying? If I burned Unite move on Dreadnought originally, it would have still been ready to go for this Dreadnought fight. Imagine if I used this Unite move, I don't know, a couple minutes ago, give or take. We wouldn't have it. You know, there's certain situations where you have to know when to toss it, when not to toss it. And right now I'm waiting for the Memo Swine to jump in here, because he is their front line, essentially. And we just cleaned up house. We cleaned house up. Like, no problem. Now check this out. Watch these resets. Just watch my resets. Future sight. All I'm doing is poking. Venusaur's going in here. We don't need to be here, remember that. But look what I'm doing for my team. I bought so much time for them to get up to the top lane. They were too scared of us taking that gold cap. We get Rotom, no problem. I do die here, that's fine. We die. I burned a lot of eject buttons there. I had to burn my own, obviously, but I burned a lot of theirs as well. Got a Greninja ult. There was a lot of stuff that gave us value in that situation.
You can do it!
We're struggling, as they say, right? But currently, right now, we're winning every team fight. And that's what matters currently. Because it only takes one team fight to win this game when it comes to Zapdos. That's it. And as you see, again, we're winning every team fight. We shouldn't have a problem with this. As long as you sit here, you play Gardevoir, the best of your potential. Look for pokes. Don't look in for, I'm going to go in head first. No. Just stay back and poke. Like here, I didn't have my Unite move. Or not my Unite move, but eject button. So I was in a bad spot, but Snorlax came through, body for me. What happened? A clean house. Now I get you, this doesn't happen every single game you play Gardevoir. A lot of the time you play her. And you do get a little bit pooped on. I give it to you guys. But, at the same time, I do play with a lot of Gardevoir players who I get paired up with, and what have you. And the downside is between them, myself, and maybe someone else who's actually really good at her, for example. For newer players that are just getting into Pokemon Unite or just getting into MOBAs, she's one of those Pokemon that have a tremendously weak early game. But her late game is super scary. The problem is, you have to make it there. Now, this isn't League, this isn't Smite or Han, Dota, whatever. This is Pokemon Unite. So this game is on a time crunch. You have 10 minutes. So don't give up in those 10 minutes. As long as you're continuing to play the game and Zapdos does spawn, you guys can win no matter what. But hey, this has been Pawseplays. Hopefully you guys do enjoy this Gardevoir gameplay. I will break it down. We're going to take a look at her abilities and her items. And I'll tell you what I like best. I will catch you guys in a couple seconds here. Let's take a look at the scoreboard and see how well we did.
You win!
I mean, again, the game was a little bit rocky in the beginning. Not for myself, but just for the team. But obviously, we played for that late game. We played to win this game. We beat that game with Greninja scoring 0 points. Go figure. But let's look at our items and our kit. Let's see what's going on here. See you guys in a second. Hey guys, how you doing? Let's go ahead and break down Gardevoir's move kit. Her abilities, and what held items I generally like to run on my Gardevoir here. Go ahead and break this down real fast. We take Synchronize as our passive ability. Essentially, when an opponent inflicts a decreasing movement ability or damage over time on me, myself, the same happens to that Pokemon. And then this goes on cooldown. It's an okay ability, it's not super strong or anything. It's a nice passive, right? It's better than Gengar's Levitate. Now, our first ability we can choose is Psychic. This is not so good. You don't see Gardevoir's running this ability whatsoever. It's just not good. It does damage over time within a AoE. It's very, very little, like very, very little. Even at level 15, this damage is very lackluster. Now, it decreases their special defense and movement speed for a short time. You know, kind of like a Sludge Bomb from Venusaur. It's okay. It's pretty bad. Don't run that one. We always take Moonblast. Now, this ability is a skill shot just like Confusion. Goes in a line. It will stun the first Pokemon that it hits and deals damage to a Pokemon in a cone behind them. Now, it gives me a shield as well, like a little shield. It's not like super noticeable, but it's a decent amount of shield to Gardevoir, which is fantastic, right? It does a lot of damage. It's really, really strong. Now, This is where her bread and butter kicks into play. You have Side Shock and Future Sight. Both of these are fantastic. Absolutely incredible abilities. Side Shock, it does an AoE, a big AoE, especially inside of a team fight. You drop this, you just walk away. Now, this ability hits 3 times, but it moves depending on how your movement is. If you stand still, like completely stand still and just activate the ability, it'll... Phone fell down, sorry about that, guys. The ability would trigger 3 times in the same exact place. So depending on how you move, this ability will also move. My favorite is Future Sight. This is a point-blank burst. It's a skill shot, you do have to line it up, but when you do hit an opponent with this move, the movement cooldown is reset when it's upgraded. And this is absolutely incredible. So you pop your Unite move and you just spam the heck out of Future Sight. I guarantee you would drop teams. No problem. This ability is super good for poke, it's super good for clearing objectives, Zapdos, Dreadnought. Just, I think it personally is one of the best abilities in this entire game right now. And that's just me. Maybe I'm biased. But I think it's fantastic. Now, on terms of damage, you know what I mean? It's very, very high in terms of DPS. This is why I think it's so good. It's her bread and butter. But not a lot of people see Gardevoir as, you know, top tier. I think that's just because her early game is super weak. But once you get past that point, and you get her ability down, you get her burst windows, and you get yourself an opportunity where you understand how much damage she does at every level, she's incredible. Held items we pick up, we take Wise Glasses. That's no brainer, right? The brand new item, we have Choice Specs. This has an 8-second cooldown, but it doesn't tell you this here, but internally it's an 8-second cooldown. Every time you land an ability, your special attack goes up by 60 points. The more your special attack is, the greater the damage numbers will be, right? Choice Specs is absolutely phenomenal for Future Sight, for Side Shock. For a Pokemon that has a ranged ability, this is so easy to stack up, it's not even funny. And then this one right here is subject to change, meaning it's flexible. I like running an Energy Amplifier just because once I Unite move, I spam Future Sight or Side Shock, I clean house, because this increases your damage by 21% while your Unite move is active. So while you're running around in turbo speed, after you activate your Unite move, you have increased damage by 21%. That's nuts. So on top of Future Sight, you're crazy, right? This also gives you a faster Unite move cooldown, and it lowers your cooldown entirely, all your abilities. Now you could swap this out if you want to. Generally, when I swap, I take out... I either go for Shell Bell, just gives you a little bit of HP and recovery, and also cooldown reduction. Or we go defensive. We go defensive when you take out Focus Band here. This gives you a little bit of bulk, and you can also use Buddy Barrier. That's just me. But hey man, thank you guys very much for tuning in. Hopefully you guys can learn a thing or two. Appreciate you guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm out.